How you guys doing today? So what we're doing here today is we're going to go ahead and pull these clutches, and we already pulled them out. We made a different video about how to pull them. Now we're going to show you the continuation of that video. And what you do is when you go to pull these females, they're going to be pretty darn aggressive. Even though this snake here I can hold any day of the week except today. If I'm really careful with her, see, what you want to do is you don't want to make her feel like you're scared of her either. So you want to be kind of assertive, but you want to take her and pull her. Now see that she's actually wound up backwards, so we're going to have to actually pull her around here and unwind her off the top of herself. So there's one infertile. Here, grab that tail. Now we'll just go ahead and we're going to just literally unwrap her. Okay, she's got two infertiles. Now she's being really good. I want to keep it that way. So what I'm doing is I'm being real gentle with her. And of course I'm trying to make sure I don't tear the eggs apart at the same time and don't get bit at the same time. Of course that ain't always so easy because I don't want eggs rolling around. So I set that egg down. You see she's actually underneath their eggs because see, so you can see she's trying to get me right now. So I've got a little issue here with these eggs. Go ahead, you need to go that way. So you see this egg mass underneath that. You got to unwrap it. You're gonna have to work it. You're learning too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, keep going. You see how it's unhooked? We got to unhook her around those eggs. See now? I don't want her. See, she got a glimpse of my face there for a minute. Come on, pull that out. There you go. She's locked perfectly on his eyes. You see that? That ain't a coincidence. I like to point them away like a gun. You'll see why we started the camera on that side in a minute. Okay, so now when she's put away, now we have to work on her eggs. We'll slide that off to the side. Now we got to pull out this one here, which seemed even more aggressive. So we'll let him do it and I'll watch. Okay. Why don't you jump over there, Anthony? So now this one goes over by the camera. So now what we're she's already so obviously I'm trying to block it with this because she's not just going to give it up. I could tell she wasn't going to. This one laid a few hours ago. So she's really, come on girl. Here, why don't you pull her off for me? Okay, so now the idea is we're going to point her away like a gun. She's going for little short strikes because she's striking at this, not me, and that's what I want her to do is use some of that energy up on something besides me. Okay, see, now she did the same thing. Now you see what she did? These snakes both laid the same way where they blocked their own selves. So you can't even just pull her off because she's locked herself down with her tail. So we're going to hand him the tail. Okay, and then you're going to pull that out. And we're unwinding her from her clutch. We want to maintain that clutch in one mass. Because if they start rolling around, we don't know where they go. So now she's... Okay, there you go. So now, the idea is to point her away like a gun. So you see, I'm letting her decide where she's going. So she goes around, camera guy thinks she's going to get hit, but... So the idea is to, come on, dancing with snakes. Because you know, if I get bit, you know what I have to do? I have to go, oh, oh! And I don't want to do that. And especially with a big snake like this. So, okay, there we go. So you kind of dance with them and stay out of the way and don't give them a good target. Meanwhile, don't use your hand to block it. Even though I do. So she's over it now. She doesn't quite know what's going on. She'll figure it out in a minute, but the good news is, should be over with. So now we're going to pull those eggs. I'm glad I didn't have to go, oh, I got bit! So, I got lucky on this one. So, at any extent, we got two nice clutches of eggs. This one decided to mess her box up right before she laid eggs, but luckily it's off to the side. In the prior video, you see we took that egg out. Now I gotta watch him. I know his eggs are hatched. He's got a couple clutches under his belt, but you remember, if you watch enough videos, know what not to do, right?
Yeah.
Up is up.
This one's flipped.
Okay? It's flipped, but you know it's got glued on that, right?
Yeah.
So put it like that. I try to watch when they're being pulled. So what we do is you separate the eggs and you put them up the same way that you pull them out. It's real important that you don't roll them. Unlike chicken eggs that get rotated, man, this clutch is really stuck together. That snake actually gave me a pretty good dance, believe it or not, guys. That wasn't all games. I was like, dang, you're actually going to make me spin around a couple times. Normally it doesn't that exaggerated. Usually you can just point them away like a gun. But we had too many targets. She kept going from one target to the next target, and it was making her fast, because normally there's only a couple of us. There's 4 of us here. I think I can count. I'm going to end up with more eggs than you.
You can drink.
I guess that's a skill, huh? So don't let any of them suckers roll over. Those are going to be some of the first Sun Platy Goldens, 100% het albinos. We have a couple from last year, and they're incredible. We have one for sure, and beautiful snake. And so what we do is we're going to pull these eggs, and then what we're going to do is what you can do to make it a lot easier if it's your first time around is actually mark the egg at the very top. Just put a little X. Or you can just write number 1, number 2, number 3. And that's an infertile. We don't do anything with that unless we're really hungry. So when you pull them apart, I put my finger in between them to separate them. And of course what I do is I grab them with the orientation already predetermined in my mind. And that's why I don't mark them, but you know, that's just the way I do it. These are nice big fertile eggs. I like to pull them off if I can. Like this snake did a really nice job at laying them. She did 1 layer at a time. So if you look, like this here back up for a minute, let me show them. So you look at this. This is all one level, these were all flat. So those literally just all come out in one nice piece.
Put it up, Dick, put it up, smile.
And I'm going to go ahead and start the next box because, by the way, if you're wondering where Tim is, he's out vacationing catching lobster. That's his favorite thing to do when it's lobster season. He made the most important part happen. If you guys follow us on Facebook, you actually get to see the babies. We're really good about keeping up our Facebook on the updated photos. A lot of you YouTubers complain because you don't get to see the updates. But if you go to Facebook, Prehistoric Pets, what is it, Laura? Facebook at Prehistoric Pets. And subscribe to us. Well, you don't subscribe anymore, it's just like. So if you could just click like, we could sure use some likes. For all that mean world out there, we need some people that like us too. And look at that. This is a gorgeous clutch. Absolutely gorgeous. So what I do is I try to get the paper off. We put on paper. It doesn't really matter if it's paper. Moss works very well. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll spray it a little bit. But what's real important is the female settles into her box before she lays. If she's roaming around, it's going to take a lot longer for her to lay her clutch. A lot of people don't understand that. They think that roaming around doesn't change anything. But what happens when they're roaming around, is they don't get their temperature. It means they're unhappy. It's kind of like a, wow, look at that. That's a big clutch.
Your new guys take it too long.
The new guy's new, but I want him to take a long time to be careful. Because this clutch is probably worth a little bit more than normal. That's not true. I think people are more important than animals. Sorry for all you humane society lovers and all that. People first, animals second. And that doesn't mean anybody should be abused. But especially people shouldn't. So I'm going to go ahead and compress these a little bit because we're going to have a hard time getting this clutch in there. This egg looks like it's not good for some reason.
Hey, Jeff, Jay, smile.
Even though it's full size and looks, you know.
Jay.
Yes, sir. Woo! Yeah, we're going to have a hard time getting these in.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to have to get a little bit more exotic on letting them be the way they came out. So, these will take approximately 84 days. And I'm sure you've seen a couple of the videos we cut them. Don't worry, guys, that's for a reason, because this shell is thick. So you can see how rubbery it is. It's actually for a reason. So if something jars them, they don't rip apart. They're odorless. Don't have any odor. They're very, 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 very durable. The stretching makes them durable. If they're eggs, of course, something snake jerks and half the snake's crack, eggs crack. And the other part, the reason why they're soft is really the most important reason, is see how little this egg is? It won't be so little when it hatches. That egg will be that big. This egg right this size won't even contain the snake that it'll be in eventually. So as it's growing, it'll pull moisture in, you know, into the system, and it'll just grow, grow, grow. So this egg isn't complete without a little bit of moisture. So that humidity actually penetrates this walls, and this, as the snake grows, it stretches. So it's pretty neat. So don't forget, what's that?
Kind of a weird one.
Yeah, that one there's kind of weird. I'm not even quite sure what's going on. It's kind of sticky. It looks like an egg that would be coming out next to one that's popped. But there's no popped eggs in this box at all. Everything looks really good.
This is the ivory.
Where's the popped eggs?
Right in this corner. Right there. Look at.
Oh, okay. So this had an egg pop. That's what this mess was about. You see, we should have seen this. So this is not good. That was a popped egg that happened a day or so ago, but we didn't notice it. So that might have actually cost this one egg. I'm going to try my best to clean it up, but that egg might have popped inside of her and next to this egg, because this really doesn't make sense why this egg's so slimy. So
Almost transparent.
yeah, it's almost transparent like a pickle. So in any extent, we're going to try to make some different videos. This